Hi everybody, it's Tuesday morning's devotion. Have a look behind me. Is that not a beautiful sunrise this morning here on the KwaZulu-Natal East Coast? It's just beautiful this time of day. I want to welcome you to our devotional series. We've been doing a series that has gone for a long period of time, just looking at the various tests that we're taken through in life. Remembering that God is not mean when He puts us through His test. The objective of the test is for us to pass the test and for us to develop character in times and situations that may not be quite as we would like them to be. Well, we've come through all the way from Genesis. We're now in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17 and 18. And we're dealing with David's test of standing in front of the giant Goliath. And we said yesterday how necessary it is to look at the giant through maybe different eyes and not fight the giant on his own terms, because he's stronger than us. He'll beat us every time. But rather than try and get stronger, let's just get cleverer. But one of the things we all need in life is illustrated beautifully in the next chapter, where it says that David and a young man called Jonathan became best of friends. And it throws this in there. I think there's a lesson, a beautiful lesson here for each one of us today, is that in facing our giants, when we do it alone, that's a huge challenge, and that is a real test. But the test is halved sometimes when we have a friend who stands with us, who's in our corner, who's there to protect us, to defend us, and to be with us in our time of trial and time of challenge. And David found Jonathan. Now, Jonathan was Saul's son. And as you will see later on the story, Saul became the enemy of David, or David became the enemy of Saul. But Jonathan stuck with David through thick and through thin. But when they started their friendship, there was a unique symbolism that took place that I think teaches us something. In chapter 18, I think it is, or chapter 17, chapter 18. Chapter 18, David and Jonathan meet. And Jonathan and David do an exchange. They exchange, first of all, their outer garment, which is the garment of identity. People knew you by the clothes that you wore. People knew you by the clothes that you wore because they depicted your strata in life. They depicted very often your economic status in life, and it was an identity of yourself. So when Jonathan took his outer coat off and he gave it to David, he was saying, my identity has now become yours. When people see me, they will see you. We will be together. Our identities are the same. You take on my identity and I take on your identity. I will stand in your corner and I will be your friend for life. That's a change of identity, an exchange of identity. How beautiful is that? That when we become friends, your vision becomes mine. Your purpose becomes mine. Your life becomes so entwined with mine that when one person sees you, they see me, and when they see me, they see you. We share our identity. Isn't it beautiful that Jesus does that for us as well? And then secondly, we see in the story how Jonathan took off his belt. Now in those days, your belt was not used just to hold up your pants. Your belt was used to incorporate all your armaments. Your sword was in there. Your bow and your arrow were all in your belt. And Jonathan took off his belt and he put it around David. And he was doing that, he was saying, now your enemies have become my enemies. My identity is yours. Your enemies are now mine. And I will stand to defend you no matter what the opposition. And you look at that and you say, man, imagine having a friend like that. Imagine having a friend who stands with you through thick and thin, even when you mess up, even when you don't always do well. But a friend will never leave you. A friend will always be happy to identify himself with you, as with the exchange of robes. And that friend will stand in your defense continually. Your enemies have become his enemies, and his enemies have become your enemies. How much better it is to fight the giant like that. Scripture tells us that one can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000 to flight. That doesn't make mathematical sense, but it's not a mathematical thing he's trying to teach. He's trying to teach the dimension and the power of unity in friendship. Everybody needs a friend like that. I am blessed, I have a few, and I hope you are as well. But I want to tell you, people, that when we journey together in our Christian experience, it is so good to journey with somebody. Now, you may need to go out and look for that friend. You don't sit there and wait for that friend to come to you. Maybe you need to go out. Maybe you need to ask God to bring somebody across your path that you could be a friend to. Don't wait for them to come to you. You're going to be a friend to them. And see what this does in your spirit as you journey through life and through your Christian experience together. So today, if you don't have one, you better go and find a friend. I hope you find a good one. Somebody who shares identity, someone who will protect you, protect your reputation, and stand with you no matter what. We all need that. Have a fantastic day, people. Love you lots, so we'll see you soon. Bye.